have the equal day and equal night. And then the next renewed moon after that is the first month. So that's always the first month, so then you just simply count 14 days, and on the evening of that 14th day, you start Pesach. Except for the 13th month, when you have to add that in, so I'm still working on how to figure that out with that. But that, and so she got so excited, because she just looked at me and she said, that just bears witness with my father, make it determine when the Pesach was supposed to be. And so, there's more to it, but I just thought, I was excited about that. We're still trying to learn how to decide where the equinox happens, but we're on that trail.
We did, she said we watched it on our wall in our house. So next year, when it's getting close, we're gonna know by things that are permanently, like one of the sconces, it's about this far off of that sconce when it's equinox. And she looked at another place, and it's on the word refuge, and that, like you made us, and it's on that word refuge. So we know where that's gonna be, you know, so we're gonna be able to tell that from now on. And you could do that in your own home, you know, you could watch for that and get that down and learn, okay, so when the next new moon comes, that's the first month, and then 14 days later, it's back.
And that's what they did in ancient relics. They would build mounds, would put a hole in it and mark a place on the wall, so when the sun would be moving, and when it hit that spot, it would hit that mark on the wall, and they would know it was the equinox. And that's how they kept their Canida Pope or Roman official to tell them their calendar.
Come on with it.
They followed Genesis 1:14, you know. Hallelujah. Teach us, Father, your ways.
Yeah, I think that's why he did it with the moon and the sun, the stars, because they can't get up there and rearrange it. They haven't figured it out yet. Not that they wouldn't try if they could, because they would. But I mean, they're going to send them tomorrow soon anyway, right? To plant a flag.
And then she asked, well, what about the Aviv harvest with the barley in Israel? And I think we've talked about this. The head of the barley responds to sunlight, is that right? And so when it's ripe, it's because of the amount of sun, which is into the equinox. So it's the same thing, you know, even if you're there.
But there's still confusion about, well, there's not enough barley, and some say there is, some say there's not. There's always some type of
dispute.
Confusion.
There's time from the time that it heads out to the time that it's fully ripe. So anywhere in that, if it's anywhere in that process of already headed out to when it's ripe, it's still the Aviv.
It will be, yeah. People that I've listened to that have actually done it that way for years, they said every year the barley's come into Aviv, it's heading out in Israel, it's somewhere. Because when they brought it in for the wave offering, it had to be a green head, because everybody had to come there. And if their harvest came in while they're in Jerusalem, what's going to happen to the harvest?
it's going to go bad on the vine.
And they brought in the green head, and then that's what they offered. And the priest waved it before Jehovah, and then they would do Pesach, and then they would go back home and harvest all summer until it was time for Shavuot. So